I guess she's gonna be in the video. Hey guys, it's V. So today I am doing a demo video for you guys on a product that recently popped up at Sephora. This is the Sephora Lineup Makeup Tape. It is $6. I got mine on the website. I don't know if it's in stores yet. I haven't seen it in stores myself. But basically, it is a high quality medical grade tape that is used for makeup application, from perfecting perfect winged eye looks, creating precise nail art, and protecting against makeup fallout. So I am pumped to try this out, you guys. So let's go ahead and open it and see what this is, because I normally use something a little bit more along the lines of this product here, which is some little post-it notes. I usually use that to kind of make sure that my winged liner, or not winged liner, usually just my eyeshadow, because usually with the winged liner I can follow whatever the eyeshadow is after I take this off. But I use this to like kind of help with fallout with eyeshadow and just make sure I have a nice crisp eyeshadow line. So that's what we are going to test out today while we are doing this. So yeah, let's get to it. So just to show you guys what this looks like, it said it is medical grade, which I feel like is very interesting, but it says Sephora collection on there. It's got a little nice seal to hold it together. But yeah, I'm really excited to try this out. So let's zoom in on my eyes and get on with it. Okay, so it does have little directions on the back of the packaging here. So it says, simply tear tape to desired length, remove paper backing, and apply to skin. Tape can be repositioned up to 2 times. Remove after using and discard. It is hypoallergenic, breathable, and easy to remove. So pretty straightforward, works about the same as my little post-it notes here. So let's see what this does. Now, a lot of people actually use like regular tape and they just kind of press it on the back of their hand a couple of times so it's not so harsh on the skin. I do have all of my other makeup on already. That's just how I usually do my makeup. I do my eyes last. I know it's kind of weird, but that's how I've always done it. So I'm just going to take some tape here. And you don't really need a lot, but I don't want to take any from this first little bit that has the... Oh, wow, that is interesting. So it's a little bit hard to rip. As you can see here, it kind of pulled itself a little bit. So I think that I'm actually going to cut it rather than ripping it. So I really don't need a super long amount. I'm just going to probably do about 2 inches or so, just long enough to have the word collection on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that same thing again. I'm just going to take the exact piece that I just cut and I'm going to line it up so that I cut the same amount. I feel like this would actually be pretty cool because you could like cut designs into it. Like say you're just really artistic and awesome and you want to do like cool winged liner designs. This would probably be really good for you. I guess we'll find out as I use it a little bit more. But so let's go ahead and peel off the little plastic backing here. I know there are those things called shadow shields that a lot of people use. I've personally never tried those. I've always wanted to though. I definitely have them in my save for later on Amazon. So there we go. It's a kind of clear in a way, so I'm just going to apply onto my eye. It doesn't feel extremely sticky, which is actually kind of good because you don't want it to pull on your eyes at all. So I'm just going to stick it right there, and I think that will work. Collection. It is kind of hard to peel off of the backing here, but pretty much any double-sided tape is not super easy to peel off of any backing. So I would say in terms of convenience, my little sticky notes are a little bit more convenient because you just pull it straight out of the packaging, so it's really easy. But let's go ahead and put this one on the other eye. I'm not really like extremely precise with this. I just kind of like, I usually just go straight under my lash line and it gets me a pretty even. That doesn't look even, but I think that it's even enough for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette. This thing is very well loved. I've hit pan on 2 shades in here, but I just thought it would be good, a nice basic neutral palette. I think I'm just gonna do a little bit of some browns in the crease. I think I'm gonna start out with this one up here. This is one of my favorites. This is actually a great contour color for paler skin. I use it all the time for contour, and since it's that giant pan, it actually hasn't run out or anything. So I will say this does feel a little bit uncomfortable, but they always usually feel uncomfortable. So you just kind of deal with the pain for beauty, you know what I mean? So then I'm just going to take it and go along here. I wouldn't say the Kat Von D eyeshadows have any more fallout than anything else that I use. So in terms of testing the fallout on this, we will do that with these. But I think I'm more testing it to find if it's going to create a nice crisp line, because sometimes the little post-it notes can unstick while I'm blending. So hopefully these ones stick down pretty well. They look like they're doing pretty well so far, so fingers crossed that this stays good. I'm using an It Cosmetics Airbrush 105 brush. Oh, I just lost some of my light there. Got a little dark in here. Just gonna keep blending and blending. What I'm also wanting to know about this is whether or not when I peel it up, if it's going to peel up my concealer. We will definitely find that out together at the end of this. And I'm gonna peel up one side and then do my liner, and I'm gonna leave the other side and do my liner so that we can test that out as well, because normally I just peel it off and I follow the line with my liner, but I wanna see if it bleeds on one side so we can test that as well. Now I'm just gonna take a Luxie 235 blending brush, which is the smaller blender, and I'm going to go into a deeper brown here. I think I'm gonna go into this one. And I'm just gonna blend that along the outer V. I was gonna wear falsies today, but I don't really have time to put them on, so we're just gonna go with liner and mascara. Something that I do find when I use sticky notes that are the same width as these is that sometimes I will have a little bit of eyeshadow like right down here, just because purely it doesn't reach that far. With this tape, you could probably just double up your tape if you know that sometimes your eyeshadow falls a little bit below that, but usually I just wipe it away with like a fan brush or something, and it's pretty good, so I'm not too worried about the actual width of it. But I guess that's the good thing about this specific tape, is you can kind of customize it to what you want it to do for you. I will say it doesn't look like it's lifting up like at all so far with me blending like straight on top of it. It looks like it's holding its own pretty well. Okay, so now for the rest of my lid color, I want to go in with this Beverly Hills highlighter. I actually bought this off of eBay from That Taylor. She did a fundraiser for Project Beauty Share, like a charity project type thing. So 100% of the proceeds from me buying this went to Project Beauty Share, which I think is amazing because they provide makeup for people who can't normally afford to get it. So I think that is really awesome. So I'm just gonna wet my brush with this MAC Fix Plus real quick. The sprayer on this is really hard to get used to. This is my first MAC Fix Plus, and the sprayer is so different from like actual setting sprays. It's weird, but I'm slowly working on it. So I think I'm gonna grab a mixture of these two colors, the white and the pink. I think that's what I'm feeling today. I don't just want pink, I don't just want white. I want to be complicated. And I'm just taking that on a up and up brush, and I'm just gonna brush that right here. Now, so you can see it is lifting up a little bit, but I also didn't press down very hard right there, so that's probably why it's lifting up. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back in with my Luxie brush that had my deeper color and just blend a little bit more into that shimmery color that we just put on. Okay, I think we are good now. So for my eye that I'm going to go ahead and test out the bleeding, I'm going to use the Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper right now, and I'm just going to draw right on top of this and see how it goes with drawing. Oh, I can see that it's lifting. Can you guys see that? It's lifting a little bit. So that kind of makes me a little nervous. I think that on this eye, I'm not going to do that. On this eye, I'm just going to leave it, and I'm going to draw my wing really quick by just following the line that was created. But you guys can see right here, it did create a pretty nice crisp line. I think just all the blending kind of lifted up the tape just a little bit, but you guys can see, I mean, it definitely kept me from getting a lot of brown on the like area where I didn't want it. So I think that it did work pretty well. I'm pretty happy with how it worked. All right, so since this side hasn't peeled up as much, I'm going to try and just go straight over it with liner and even drawing on the tape and seeing if the tape, if it bleeds onto the under area where my liner shouldn't bleed. But you guys can see there is a little bit of some eyeshadow just underneath there. So what I'm just gonna do is take this highlighter brush and I'm just gonna sweep it away. If you were using darker colors, I would like double up the tape so you have a lot thicker of a surface coverage area. But especially if you do your eyes first, you could just wipe that away once you're done with it. So you can just wipe it with a makeup wipe or something. But if you don't do your eyes first, you can just wipe it with a brush and usually it goes away. But if you look on this side, you can see there is some shadow also down there. So I think I'm just gonna quickly wipe that away, and then we're going to draw with my liner right on this tape and see what happens. Okay, so you guys watched me do that very quietly because I'm just very silent when I do liner. So let's go ahead and peel this off. Which, as you can see, it is pretty sticky. I mean, oh wow, that did good. That did pretty good. Yes, I could see it lifting up like a tiny bit when I was doing my liner, but as you can see on the little piece of tape here, there's black, so it did help to make that line nice and crisp and sharp. If you're someone that literally only does like black liner, you don't really do a lot of eyeshadow, or you just do like one eyeshadow usually, I feel like this would actually be really good because you don't have a lot of blending to help kind of bring that tape up. If you do a lot of blending, I wouldn't really recommend using this with your liner because I feel like it would try and bleed underneath it, but it did work pretty well on this one, so I'm pretty happy with that. I am going to fix it up just a little bit because I feel like it's a little bit swooped down while this one is swooped up, so I'm gonna fix that really quickly. And while I'm fixing that, I'm gonna go ahead and put on some mascara as well, so I will be back with you guys in just a second. Ta-da! And makeup is all on, so this is the finished look of what I could come up with today. So I'm just gonna zoom you guys back out now. So final thoughts on the Sephora lineup makeup tape. If I had to give this like a 1 through 10 rating, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, I think I would probably give this about a 6 on that scale. I didn't dislike it, but I also, it's not like my new holy grail. I think I like the little sticky note things that I showed you guys a little bit better for application on these. I just feel like they're a little bit easier to use. Not that this was bad. I don't think this was bad, but I don't think I'd really recommend it. Although it is only $6 and you get a lot of tape here, I feel like this would last you a really, really long time. So in terms of like price consciousness, I would recommend this because it does work, it does do the job. But if you're someone who needs to blend a lot of eyeshadow all in one, I don't really think this would be good because it didn't stay stuck down really, really well. And it does say that you can re-stick it twice. I don't feel like if I would have re-stuck it, that it would have had the same application as just the very first time that you stick it down. I don't feel like that would have worked as well. So in that aspect, I don't feel like it's worth it, but I don't know, there's a lot of pros and cons to this, to me. I guess the best way that I can describe it is, yes, this does work. It did work to achieve the look that I was going for today, but I like other things better than this. I don't like using actual tape. I feel like actual tape is just a little bit too harsh. So if you're going, well, it's either this or actual tape, I would go with this, but my preferred favorite method is to use these, and they are already a little bit thicker, so they do help a little bit more with fallout in my opinion. I haven't tried the shadow shields, so I don't know how those would compare to this, but those are kind of my thoughts on this. I do want to try the shadow shields. I need to try them, so I'm probably going to purchase those in a little while because I do love the like crisp look of just having your eyeshadow be super line and crisp and just yeah, just cut. I really like that look, so I do use things like this pretty often. So I hope that this video was helpful for you in deciding if this would be something that you would pick up. If it was, be sure to show some love to the like button down there, and if you subscribe, you can be a member of my Muse family, and I love you guys so, so much. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, guys!